afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Game at the Furnace at Southeastern University in Lakeland, Florida. Game time at 1 o'clock. My name's Kyle Coppola, alongside my broadcast partner, Ben Miller, and Marty Zero, our technical director. Drew Sheltry on the camera. Looking forward to a great game. We've got some awesome athletes on the floor. Two athletes going to an SEC school and a Big 12 program that are going to be on the floor today. Ben, what are we looking forward to out of this one?
Hopefully more of the same from what we were treated to with an excellent first offering with the girls' side of things. A game that was really up and down, making some shots from downtown, and some really good hard-nosed defense, especially for an exhibition game. You know, a game that both teams absolutely did not want to lose. So I do expect to see more of the same here with this one, and some phenomenal athletes out on the floor.
We just had the girls All-Star Game for this one. The North got a slim 1-point win. They won 66-65, and that was the final score in that one. The Village's Zoe Tennell was able to score the game-winning basket to put the North up 66-65, and we're going to see if we get more of the same. Like Ben said, got some great athletes in this one. Led by Sam Walters out of the Village's charter school. He's headed to the University of Alabama next season.
Yeah, Alabama getting that 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. So have a little bit of a preview here of what you Crimson Tide fans can expect next year. And then we've also got a young man on the south side of things, I believe, who is going to Texas Tech.
Yeah, on the south side, I'm trying to see who that is going to Texas Tech. It's going to be Jason Jackson. Jason Jackson on the south side, and he's out of Sarasota, Riverview. He stands at 6'4". He's a guard. His coach was Kendall Ellis, and he's going to be wearing number 13 on the south. So you got two great players and a couple of really good players that are going to maybe some not D1 colleges, but maybe some D2, you know, maybe some NAIA colleges as well that you're going to see on the floor. And a lot of guys are still trying to make a name for themselves and get signed.
Plenty of capable guys out on the court today, and I tell you what, looking forward to maybe seeing a couple dunks here in the run of play. Since I've started working at an all-girls school, I haven't seen a nice, solid high school dunk in a little bit, and I'm fiending. Kyle, I've got an itch that I need to have scratched. I'm hoping they can satisfy that for me in this one here.
You're going to get it, Ben, I think, in this one. You have some of the best athletes in the state of Florida. They are here, and you're about to watch it live at the Furnace at Southeastern University on YouTube. Kyle Coppola alongside Ben Miller. Thank you for joining us. We're about 30 seconds away from the opening ceremonies. We have the best player in the state of Florida who remains uncommitted, and that's Mason Lee. And, of course, Mason Lee played for Providence. He's a 6'7" guard, and he still remains uncommitted, so this could bolster his appearance as far as what the scouts are thinking in today's game. He's going to be wearing number 23 for the North.
You know, we talked about it a little with the girls' side of things in the game before this one. That's one of my favorite things about this event that they have every year for whichever the sport is, just that last showcase opportunity.
Nehemiah Turner, also one of the top unsigned players in the game. We're going to throw it down courtside for opening ceremonies. You're watching the FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Game live on YouTube.
Today's game is being live streamed on YouTube. You can get the link by going to FloridaCoaches.org. The FACA reminds you that interclassic events are an extension of the classroom, and that lessons are best learned when proper respect is accorded to all. Please let your good sportsmanship show as you watch today's games. And now for your lineups for both teams. First for your home team on the scoreboard, the North team. A guard, an outline guard from West Florida, number 10, Lumen Bay. A 5'10" guard from Santa Fe, number 11, Dontrell Jenkins. A 6'3" guard from Melbourne, number 12, Nate King. A 6'1" guard from Ponte Vedra, number 13, Nathan Bonkowski. A 6'9" forward from Spruce Creek, number 14, Grant Tyler. A
All right, so they have introduced the teams here, and we are getting set for what's to be a lot of entertainment here on the court here this afternoon. And some of the players, including Nate King, who is going to Eastern Florida for the Titans, number 12 on the North team. Sam Walters, of course, going to the University of Alabama. Mason Lee, the player from Providence, coming off of a state runner-up. Excuse me, they were in the state semifinals, Providence was. Taking the tip-off is going to be Sam Walters. And Nehemiah Turner out of Auburndale. Nehemiah Turner stands 6'9", and he's a forward. He's one of the best unsigned players still remaining on the market. So if you're a scout watching this, check out number 23 here tonight. 6'9" forward out of Auburndale remains unsigned. He's going to be tipping it off with Sam Walters. Here we go. The 2023 FACA All-Star Classic is underway.
Nearly very slick over-the-shoulder play there to start this one off.
The South takes the ball early on here. Jackson gets it over to Nags.
Oh, watch out for the dunk here.
Here goes Sam Walters. Oh,
Yes,
yeah, laying it down. That
I'm already feeling better, Kyle.
University of Alabama at its finest right there.
I'm already feeling better. Getting my fix.
Yeah, Ben Miller's been announcing, well, he's basically been doing girls basketball the last couple of years, so great to finally do a high school basketball game again.
It's an adjustment. I don't, you know, when I yell dunk on somebody, dunk that thing on the fast break, you know, it doesn't really have the same effect. So nice to see a little bit of this.
Unless they're Candace Parker, Lisa Leslie, you don't get a lot of dunking in the girls basketball. Now here's a three here, and the North lead it early on, 5-0. South coming back down here. They need some points on the board. Jackson is going to have his pocket picked, and look at the North. They're really starting to stretch their legs here. Oh, and there's a slam dunk. Getting up there is Mason Sword out of St. Joseph's Academy.
Mason Sword rocking the Horace Grant goggles out there today, and I have to say, as an optometrically challenged man myself, that's something I always appreciate. So shout out to my guy with the goggles there.
Sword coming back down, and good defense here by the South. Don't expect too much defense in this game. Expect some fast breaks like that in this one. That one's laid in by Kevin Nags out of Auburndale. So two players on the court from Auburndale. Auburndale, of course, I mean, they are just a basketball powerhouse. Good defense here by the North. Taking it in, this is Johnson. Gunter gets it back in, and Gunter has his first points of the game. Tobias Gunter out of Northside Christian. Tobias Gunter has offers from Florida, Miles College, and Kentucky Christian as well. Going to be North basketball out of bounds. And the pace of play, obviously, in this game, really quick out here. This one's going to be out of bounds off of Sam Walters. So, yeah, definitely the pace a little bit quicker than the ladies' game we saw earlier. Both these teams, some of the best players in the state of Florida. Ball goes out of play, and it will remain South ball. You like early on in this game?
Well, some tough defense here early on both sides of the ball. Really been impressed with how, as he makes a tough shot there. That might have been from behind the backboard, just really hugging that baseline there. So that's a very good shot.
That was Jamari Johnson. Jamari Johnson out of Gateway Charter. And Jamari Johnson, 25.3 points per game this season. Very impressive player. Jamari Johnson, he's offered from Florida Southwest College, so we'll see if he accepts that offer. And he has a couple of other offers that are pending as well. And we'll see where he ends up in 2023. Here's a three put up by Jackson, and it's taken by big number 23, Nehemiah Turner out of Auburndale. He's going to be fouled. Foul was called on the Norris number 13, Nathan Bunkowski out of Ponte Verde. He's coming off of a state championship that they just won 2 weeks ago down in Lakeland, just across the way from where we're at.
Fond memories of his last trip to Lakeland, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's played his last 3 games in Lakeland because they won the state semifinal, then went to the state championship. Now down in Lakeland once again. Here's a lay-in by Sam Walters, the Alabama commit. North with a slim 9-6 lead. We're playing college rules, so 20-minute halves. Ooh! That's why he's one of the #1 unsigned players in the state of Florida. Nehemiah Turner out of Auburndale. He's going to do great things for a program.
Excellent footwork there by the big man. Then gets a hand in on defense to stop his man going by him and starts to break the other way.
And there for the lay-in. You love the play of Nehemiah Turner. I sure hope that he gets some looks. He's a big player. Needs a little bit of work, but still, I mean, he does a great job out there. Endurance a little bit of an issue, but overall a pretty well-rounded player. Sam Walters with a 3, and this one's going to clank off the iron. It's going to be collected up. Another 3 launched, and that's no good, but it's tipped in there, and a good little tip in there by Mason Sword.
Might be an all-tournament team name there, Mason Sword.
Mason Sword is his name, and really cool name. I love it.
He's starting 5 of the best name team for sure.
Yeah, and he remains uncommitted too, Mason Sword. So he's looking to get a couple of scouts' attention in this game. This is going to be a foul, and going to the line is going to be Jamari Johnson. Foul was on North's number 13, Nathan Bunkowski. That's his second personal. That's the 3rd team foul on the North All-Stars. Jamari Johnson at the line, and currently an 11-10 ball game. Nice and close. We'll see if we get just as close of a game as we had last time in the girls' game earlier today, where the North won 66-65. Almost 5 minutes into this one now. Ball is launched.
I'm not quite sure what. I think that was supposed to be an attempt at a pass, and almost takes a crazy ricochet off the backboard and stays down. I do not think that's how they drew that one up, but nearly getting it to go anyway here. Hey, you always get a few interesting plays in these FACA games, and we nearly had one there.
On the inside, trying to get the tip in was Gunter, and it's recollected here by the North. Coming down, and that's going to be tipped in by Mason Sword, who's having himself a game so far. Woo! Oh, how about that? Down the other end, Tobias Gunter.
Nicely done. Little razzle-dazzle there. I think we're going to see a lot of that. This game's going to be an open one, fast-paced. Plenty of opportunities for those sorts of things to happen on the break. Good pass.
Here's a 3 ball. No good. Collected here by the South, who's going to try to push the ball. Jason Jackson going to launch a 3 and airballs it out of bounds. And we'll get a change of scenery here as we get a bunch of new players coming in here for the North as well as the South. Pretty much the entire benches entering the game. Because it's college rules, pretty much each team is going to probably play about 5 minutes apiece. So both teams are going to get roughly about 5 minutes on the court. About two times you'll be seeing each squads on the floor. And so the North has the ball here. Tie game here, Ben.
Particularly with the way they've been pushing the pace so far, I think you're pretty spot on with that one, Kyle. I think it's going to be pretty wholesale changes after about that 5-minute mark of each set of players being on the court there.
That's going to be out of bounds on the off of the South, so the North's going to have the ball here. But yeah, as we mentioned, the rosters here. One player that's not here is on the South. It's Rolaj Hardy, who is from Lakeland. He actually committed to play football for Navy as a wide receiver next season, so didn't want to take the chance in this game. And obviously, you being an athletic trainer here, Ben, you know, no unnecessary risks needed to be taken.
Oh, absolutely. And Navy, the process of getting into any of the service academies, something that not easy to do. So definitely want to make sure he's able to fulfill that commitment, and we wish him the best of luck next year.
15-13 ball game, the South up.
Oh, that's a strong
There's
move there.
Insalaco driving to the inside. Very strong move.
Unlucky not to finish that one, but some flash in the handles there on his way to the hoop.
Lumen May picks up his first personal, third team foul. And Salico at the line, shooting 2. And Salico averaged 10.1 points per game this year. He's 49% from the field and scored 262 points this season. He has offers from Rivier University and Mitchell College, and he played in a state championship game, which they lost to Pontevedra. Here's a nice steal by Gunter. Or excuse me, out there, that's Bergentino from Brooksville Central, the 6'5 forward. Whereas number 12, he's going to give this up to Insalaco, who's going to drive to the lane, and he's fouled again. Insalaco, he's done that all season long, and that's what really helped them get to the state championship game, number 14 there for Martin County, the 6'4 guard, Cameron Insalaco.
You see a bit of a repeat here with the foul breakdown that we just flashed on the screen. North with 5 fouls to the South 0. Sort of continuing that trend from our earlier game where the North definitely maybe playing a little bit more physical of a game than the South is, or at least in the referee's eyes. So interesting to just see that trend continued, and we'll see how that impacts the proceedings here. Although I think we sort of saw a little bit during that earlier game. I think there were a couple players that were ranking up a little bit more than 5 or 6 fouls, so I'm not sure that's something that they're going to enforce in this All-Star game here.
3 ball here by Mason Lee out of Providence. Providence made it to the state semifinals this year, but couldn't get the job done. Mason Lee was part of that team. Mason Lee, he was 10.7 points per game this season. 63% from the field is Mason Lee. He remains unsigned, as do many of the players on the floor currently.
Oh, what a pass. Unfortunate that he's not able to finish, because that was excellent there. You see him just taking a couple of jab steps out on the edge of the paint there, Jason Jackson, before beating his man and just throwing a no-looker to that South player in the post. Unable to finish, but they maintain possession here.
Cameron Insalaco was able to get the rebound, and now with the ball is Jason Jackson, and Jackson's going to pass it over. This one's a shot here on the far side by Kassir Hart, which fell in just off the basket, and the North now pushing the ball, a 16-16 ball game. 11 and a half minutes to go in the first half. A foul going to be called here. Driving in the lane was Mason Lee out of Providence. Providence is from Jacksonville, not Providence, Rhode Island. we're down in Florida now. But Providence is a school up in Jacksonville. I call the games for the Villages, and they really beat the Villages down earlier this season when the Villages traveled to Providence. Mason Lee was
that's a
fantastic.
Can't quite take that James Harden back step there. So they will ding him for that one, and it's southpaw.
Southpaw, 16-16 ball game still.
You can get away with that one in the NBA. Not quite so much down here.
Right you are, Ben. They're calling the game just a little bit closer, I think, that they were calling the girls' games. A couple more fouls in this one early on. A couple of players subbing back in here for the South, including Nehemiah Turner for Auburndale and number 11, Kevin Nags. Both those players are teammates there, both from Auburndale.
Oh, and he can do it from the outside as well.
Nehemiah Turner does it from underneath, from the outside. You're going to see why he's the number 1 unsigned.
That's a deep three.
Player in Florida. That was a deep three there, Ben. South with the ball, taking it down.
Oh, give him another one. Ooh, looked good from where we were, but bit of an unkind bounce there.
That is a 6'9" forward right there.
Oh, tough finish.
Oh, a nice Lumon May from West Florida. The 5'9" point guard puts it in. Lumon May, 14 points per game he averaged. This one's going to fall short. North have the ball. Again, ball is going to fall out of play. Could be the South ball. You can see some of the disparity of only having about an hour's worth of practice yesterday. You know, some mistakes being made on the offensive side of the ball, but man, it's been entertaining so far. We're halfway through this first half there, Ben.
Sure, and that's one of the things that we kind of touched on in the girls' game. And for the boys' game, you don't see a ton of, they're not really running half-court sets again. It's what are you finding just in the flow of being in the offensive end of things. And then what are you able to get on the fast break? That's how you're going to see a lot of stuff.
Sam Walters with an offensive rebound there.
That's how you'll see a lot of points coming in this game for sure.
I think you're right there, Ben, especially in transition like this right here. And Sam Walters going to get an assist there from Dontrell Jenkins from Santa Fe, which is funny because Dontrell Jenkins was on the team that the Villages beat to get to the state semifinals in the regional championship game. They're both on the same team now.
Absolutely. A little familiarity there for sure. Oh, that's good defense, but a great pass.
Great rebound here by Caden Bergentino, the Brooksville Central player.
Oh, another one.
Foul here, and the South going to go to the line.
See, again, it's following the same trend of seeing some really good passing on the interior from the South team, just like we saw in the girls' game for the South team. So funny to sort of see that continuation there as they've managed to find some really good looks once they've gotten the ball into the paint.
At the line, shooting for the South is Cameron Encelaco from Martin County, the 6'4" guard. And again, he has offers from Riviera Mitchell College and just played in a state championship game down the road in Lakeland. Southland College is probably about a 15-minute drive from the RP Funding Center in Lakeland, where the state championships are held. This is a three-point ball here by Mason Sword. He's having himself a game.
Yeah, and a strong move on the outside by Dawson Barr, and then keeping his head up, keeping his eyes moving, and kicking it well to Sword to knock that one down.
Encelaco with a three ball. That falls off the rim, and it's going to be North ball. 8 minutes and 49 seconds remaining in the first half. Boy, some of these players that are unsigned, Ben, looking really good out here. Making a name for himself out here. You gotta think about Mason Sword. Definitely somebody should take a chance on him. Here's Sam Walters, the Alabama commit.
We'll battle the bigs down there.
Yeah, Sam Walters and Nehemiah Turner. Turner's 6'9", and Walters is listed at 6'9" as well. Walters, of course, coached by Colt McDowell, who just was the coach of the girls' game and was able to win that for the North.
all love to Sam, but I think that 6'9" listing might be a little generous to him. If you stand him next to Turner there, I think Turner's got maybe an inch and a half on him. So, we'll call him 6'7" and a half maybe. But
Turner looks like he's more like 6'10". He may have grown since they listed him earlier on. So it's going to go out of play. Will be the South ball. And Salako will inbound the ball. All they thought about it for a second here was Nags. Nags working his way in. Gonna give this ball up to Hart. Hart clanks off the iron, and the North in transition. They got Sam Walters open.
Oh, good
and
pass.
Over to Sword, and Sword can't handle it.
A no-look pass there that he couldn't quite handle. Then you got the big fella bringing the ball down the court with the handles.
And he's gonna travel.
Oh, no.
Well, that's the thing. If he does end up getting an offer, gonna have to clean that up. You want to get it off to your guards if possible. Still an impressive athlete that's not signed. Sam Walters clanks one off the iron. He's been struggling with his shot early in this game. Has a couple of dunks.
Ooh, foot on the line. It's a good pass there, spinning out of that shot attempt and finding the man on the wing there, but foot on the line as we're getting down towards the 5-minute mark of this first half.
Seven minutes to go, and that shot was taken by Nathan Bunkowski, and we got a foul underneath the basket. Foul was called on the South's number 23, Nehemiah Turner from Auburndale.
Shooting's gone a little bit cold lately. I wonder if maybe the legs are starting to go a little bit here, just with how fast this game's been played and haven't really had too many stoppages. So we'll see if the field goal percentage can pick back up a little bit from that hot start we had after going cold here for the last few minutes.
Other than a couple of players that are on the floor, including Sam Walters and a couple of other players, a lot of these players haven't played in a couple of months. Ever since February, when the end of the season was. So a couple of them trying to readjust to life in the fast lane, as Florida basketball is known for. Some of the fastest basketball played in any part of the country is played in the state of Florida. Sam Walters trying to go coast to coast here, and look at that, the Alabama commit. You gotta love the play of Sam Walters, and Alabama is getting a fantastic player later on this season. And a timeout is taken by the South, so Sam Walters coast to coast. Of course, it's an all-star game. You can't expect too much defense to be played in an all-star game, but that was impressive right there, Ben.
Absolutely, and you see the South just wanting a little bit of timeout, talk about things a little bit, sort of calm that pace down from how frantic it's been lately. Give the guys a little bit of time to breathe.
6 minutes and 22 seconds remain in the first half. It's college rules, 20-minute halves. How about that? I'm not sure if you watched it last night. Fairleigh Dickinson was able to beat Purdue.
Purdue may
amazing.
or may not have been the team that I listed as my champion in my bracket. So, got to say that didn't go too well. But you know what? Hey, onwards and upwards. You can't win them all. And I certainly didn't, Kyle. I certainly did not.
FAU now has the chance to go, if they win tomorrow, to their first Sweet 16 against Fairleigh Dickinson. Of course, Fairleigh, and we'll see what happens in that game. Dickinson could be one of the first teams since I think UMBC to get to the Sweet 16 as a 16 seed. At the line here, shooting for the South is going to be number 20, Jeremiah Johnson from Gateway Charter. Jeremiah Johnson.
making the front end of that 1-and-1 there. And interesting, you see the South not bothering to leave anybody into the free throw line here, sort of knowing that if there is a miss, that ball is going the other way at light speed, so just pulling everybody back behind half court to get the defense set there.
The North with a 3-ball here, falls incomplete. Incomplete, I'm thinking about football season already. Falls short, and down the other end, there's going to be a foul, and it'll be South ball under the basket.
That should be, I think it'll be 1-and-1s here.
Yeah, South, they are in the bonus situation, so they will have a 1-and-1 coming up here. Back at the line is Jamari Johnson. We were talking about him. He has an offer from Florida Southwest, and we'll see if he ends up playing for them later on this season. Makes the shots, and it's 27-22. North with a slim 5-point lead. Johnson cut it to 4, and he does. Five minutes and 50 seconds remain in the first half. Jenkins inside, gets his pocket picked, and down comes the South. A lay-in, no, it's going to go off the basket. And now here comes Sam Walters. Look out here. And coming down is Jenkins, Dontrell Jenkins from Santa Fe. South down the other way.
Oh, he went for it there. Getting his own miss, though.
Jamari Johnson, he's been having himself a great remainder of this first half. Here's Sam Walters with a 3, clanks off the iron, is collected up by Nehemiah Turner. All Turner has to do is stand under there, and he pretty much is going to have that rebound. Of course, that won't be the case in college, as many kids in college are over 6'9". Nice block there by Sam Walters. Good defensive effort. And that's going to be Jamari Johnson again. He's had the last 6 points here for the South, really saving them. And now the South down by 2. Here's a 3-ball, and it's up and in. Dawson Barr out of Haggerty, the 6'4" guard. And Dawson Barr, he's uncommitted. He's trying to get noticed as well. Baker Sports, the official apparel provider of the FACA All-Star Classic. Thank you all for joining us. Kyle Copel alongside Ben Miller, Marty Zuro, our technical director, and of course on camera we have Drew Shaltry. Clock ticking under 4 minutes, 20 seconds to play.
Strong move there.
How about that?
Very strong move, and a good finish through traffic.
32-29 now the score, and this one's going to be rushed by the North, and it goes out of play, the South ball. I mean, Jamari Johnson has been spectacular so far. Oh, look at that. Up and in Tobias Gunter from Northside Christian. Gunter averaged 19.8 points per game this season for Northside Christian. And now it's a 1-point game. South looking to retake the lead here.
Oh,
no.
And
they can't make it happen.
Trying to get the dunk there. Sometimes you just got to take that layup.
Here's a 3 from the corner. It's no good. South marching back down the court. Here's Jackson. Jackson driving in the lane. Layup, no good. Nice defense play there by Dontrell Jenkins.
Oh, that's deep.
That's definitely from college range, if not NBA range right there, and it clanks off the iron. Here's a 3.
Oh, great job finding the open man there, but again, just a little bit cold here.
North gets things back on track. That's Nate King out of Melbourne. Nate King is committed to Eastern Florida, part of the NJCAA.
Out of bounds, North basketball.
Be North basketball with 2 minutes and 38 seconds remaining. Again, Nate King, he wears number 12 for the North, committed to Eastern Florida. They are the Titans up there, part of the NJCAA, and they're looking forward to having number 12 on their team next year.
And with good reason.
North with the ball. 3 launched, it's no good. Covered by the South, and South working their way down. Here's Johnson up and in. Damari Johnson.
Tough finish there through traffic with the left hand. That's well done going coast to coast with that one.
Johnson may have a couple more offers coming his way after this game, the way he's playing. Here he comes again. Gives it up. Knowing what to do with the ball, that's Jason Jackson with the lay-in. I should say Duncan.
Oh, nice little hezzy move there. Went in the Euro step.
Thaddeus Burns out of Florida High School. He had a terrific season, Thaddeus Burns did. He's going to be trying to increase his ranking as he tries to impress the scouts, because I don't think he has any offers currently on the table that are of note. Wasn't able to find any online, but could be wrong about that. See the field goal attempts here, Ben, but about even.
Sure, and definitely a game where the shooting percentage, maybe not the best, but again, that's something that you're not necessarily surprised to see, considering you made the point that it has been a little bit since some of these guys have last played competitive basketball, and the fact that most of them have never set foot on the court on the same team before now. So a little bit of a learning curve to figure out for sure, but still not having any trouble getting a decent little score here by halftime.
1 minute remaining in the first half. That last basket was scored by Nate King with the assist from Mason Lee. Good defense by the North. The North is up by 3, looking to go up by 5 here, and they will. Grant Zeller from Spruce Creek. He's going to St. Leo University, which is a Division II college, NCAA college. That one's put in by Cameron Insulaco. He's also been having a tremendous game. The North up by 3, looking to go up by 6 before the end of the first half. Good grab there. North still with the ball, and we're going to get a foul on the floor. That foul was called on the South's number 12, Caden Bergentino out of Brooksville Central. Number 12, Caden Bergentino. At the line, Lumon May, who's usually a great free throw shooter, but missed one of those. That's a 40-37 game with 10 seconds remaining in the first half. You're watching the FACA All-Star Classic presented by Polk County Sports Marketing. See what the South here does here. Final seconds winding down. No good. Final shot almost goes in there, Ben.
You know what? That one had a chance. Drew the back iron there. That's about as close as you can get.
So it's 40-37 at the half. The North All-Stars lead the South All-Stars. Talk about that first half there, Ben. Really entertaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, pretty much exactly what we expected to see. Something where the pace was pushed. It's really up and down, being played at a very high speed. and a lot of athleticism on display there for sure.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun that first half. More to come in the second half. You're watching the FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Classic on YouTube. We'll come back in the second half in just a bit. And good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for the second half live on YouTube. It's the FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Classic, live at Southeastern University in beautiful Lakeland, Florida. Falco Bowl alongside Ben Miller. Ben, at the half, it's 40-37, the North in front by a slim margin. What do they have to do in the second half in order to win this game?
Well, I think a lot of it might end up coming down to sort of the fitness and the conditioning of these guys. You know, it's something that we've talked about ad nauseum. It's been a game played at a fairly breakneck pace, and we even saw, you know, more shots falling, I would say, in the first 5-10 minutes of that game than the back half of it, as guys maybe started to tire out a little bit, started to wear down a little from their conditioning. So I think that's going to be the thing to watch, sort of, if this second half follows that same trend of the shooters maybe going a little cold as the game goes on.
Rebounds at the half, 27-27 apiece, so even as far as the rebounds go. Field goals made as well, very evenly plays game. Now, whoever is doing the selections here for the FACA, I have to give them credit. The games have been very competitive.
Absolutely. And again, that's you know, what we sort of talked about with the girls' game. It always makes these more enjoyable when you've got, you know, sort of the best on offer, very evenly matched and going against each other in the way that we've seen through the first, you know, game and a half here today. So that always makes it more enjoyable.
Yeah, it really does, especially when you have a close game, especially like that girls' game was. If you weren't with us earlier today, man, was it a lot of fun as the North won by a 1-point game, 66-65 final score. The North was down with 20 seconds to go. And then Zoe Tennell from the Villages Charter School was able to get a small little jump shot, a fadeaway jumper, and that put the North on top, and the North won. We'll see if both North teams can get the victory today. 40-37 as we start the second half here. And right off the bat, Sam Walters is going to be throwing it down. That is the Alabama Crimson Tide commit. Well, Sam Walters has had a fun game so far. All these guys having a great time out here. Here's a three, and that's thrown down by Kevin Nags out of Auburndale.
Deep three there. Very well done, just catching that in rhythm and putting it down. And a good drive there. Not able to finish, but a tough move, and I think that one was going to stay up here.
That's going to stay North ball, and North with a 42-40 lead. 20 minutes left in pretty much all of these guys' high school careers, as most of them are going to be going on to college. So a lot of these players have played with each other with AAU ball. I saw Sam Walters kind of chatting it up with the Texas Tech commit on the Jason Jackson earlier. So a lot of these guys have a lot of history with each other and going to be going off to college very soon. Here's a nice spin move here by Cameron Insalaco from Martin County. Cameron Insalaco going to potentially Mitchell College or Riviera University. Dontrell Jenkins from Santa Fe remains unsigned, one of the best unsigned players in the state of Florida.
Trading some mid-range jumpers here to open up the second half.
Here's a nice steal.
A little lazy on the dribble handoff there.
Dawson Barr is going to get fouled here underneath the basket. Foul was called on number 15, Kassir Hart.
And Hart coming up a little hobbled off of that one. Hopefully nothing too serious. I think it might have just taken a knee to his thigh there.
Yeah, Hart's trying to impress people too, because he also remains uncommitted to college at this current point. And for a lot of these guys, this is it. This is the last chance to make an impact. To any scout that might be watching.
He's going to pull up here, I think. Oh, passes it off, finds the open man.
Sam Walters with the rebound. Sam Walters averaged 10 rebounds per game, and that was a FACA team high out of any player. Here's a dunk here by Jason Jackson. I mean, Sam Walters, he was so impressive this year because he just stands under the basket. He's one of the tallest players, but I mean, he plays good on offensive sides of the ball and the defensive side, which is what you want out of a player, and I think that's probably what Alabama saw in him.
Well, absolutely, and that's something that's really necessary if you're going to play at the next level. You can't just do it on the offensive side of things. That's something that has to be, you have to have a well-rounded game, and that's something that not just Sam, but, you know, young Mr. Jackson here on the south side, that's something that you see out of him as well, which is one of the big reasons why he's going to be at Texas Tech next year.
Yeah, both of those athletes are just, I mean, when you watch them play, they're just light years ahead of just everybody else on the floor this evening. Sam Walters obviously going to the SEC, and number 13, Jason Jackson from Sarasota Riverview, getting the opportunity to go play some Big 12 ball next season as Texas Tech. So really exciting things. And you never know, some of these guys might be signed to some other D1 colleges, but a lot of them remain uncommitted and unsigned. This game could certainly help a lot of them. Here's Walters at the top of the arc. Nice little spin move here. Gives it up, and a three is missed. Still a 47-44 ball game here. Oh! Oh, you like that, Ben.
Get out of his way. Get out of his way.
Oh, man. Throwing it down was Nehemiah Turner out of Auburndale. Turner remains unsigned. I really hope that somebody takes a chance on this kid, because we've all been watching him play. If they work with him, he can really, I feel like he would be able to play in D1. UCF had a player very similar to this, but he was a lot taller, of course. I'm blanking on his name, but a couple of years ago, he ended up playing for the Celtics.
You're thinking Taco Fall.
Taco Fall,
there,
yeah.
Kyle.
I'm thinking of Taco Fall. He was he needed a lot of work his freshman and sophomore year, but he played all the way through his senior year, and eventually got signed by the Boston Celtics. So, never say never. You'd love to see a team take a chance on a guy like that.
Falling asleep down there, yeah, that's a goaltend. Not quite going to get away with that one. Falling asleep down there under the basket and getting the backdoor cut. Snuck in on him there.
1 point game. North still up on top. South trying to come back. Here's Sam Walters with a deep three. That's no good. And that is going to be taken by the South. Down the other way, and the South are going to have their first lead since the early part of the game. Three taken, and it's in there. Dawson Barr. You know, Dawson Barr, he's just one of those guys that you can always rely on. Number 20, he remains unsigned, but he had 24 points per game during the season, so he certainly, and here comes Sam Walters. Oh my goodness, right in there. What a player.
Nice little hezzy there on the perimeter from Sam, and then going and finishing strong.
Puts the North up by 2 scores, 54-50 the score right now. Oh. Those two are going to be good friends one day. Jason Jackson keys it up right in Sam Walters' face.
They're talking to each other. They're talking to each other there before and after the play, teasing each other. That was an excellent three by Jackson with a hand in his face. And I think he might be looking for the ball again here. He's hunting for it.
Caden Bergentino launches a ball that's incomplete. Oh boy, look out here. Another dunk. It was ugly, but he got it in there. Dawson Barr.
Hey, it's not how, it's how many.
Not how you do it, right, man?
Exactly.
Yeah, at least he got it. He got it in the hoop. That's what counts. And
I mean, hey, I'm pretty sure he was the one who almost threw one in off of what's supposed to be an alley-oop pass down here. So, hey, we take what we can get.
Walters driving in the lane, and this one's going to clink off the iron. Oh,
my goodness.
Man, Jason Jackson showing why he is Big 12 bound to Texas Tech next season. And that's a foul on the floor. Sam Walters is going to be going to the line here for the North. 58-55 ball game, a very close contest. 14 minutes, 37 seconds to go, and the game just how you drew it up, right, Ben?
Yeah, and I think we'll see right here our first, basically a line change, if you will, more or less, like you'll see in hockey. Just those substitutions en masse, not really bothering, to sub every few minutes or something like you would normally see in high school basketball. It's more just, oh, we're at that 5-minute mark. All right, next guy's in and keep on rolling.
Sam Walters will be coming off the court after he completes these points as well, and he will be replaced by number 14, Grant Zeller from Spruce Creek. Grant Zeller coming in, number 14.
Entering the game for the North, number 14, Grant Zeller.
All right, so the South down by 5. We'll see if they can keep pace.
The North picking up a little bit of full court here. Not super tight pressure, but still making it a little more difficult for the South to bring the ball over the court. Oh, a great look there. I just don't think the recipient of that pass was expecting it there. I mean, I know I wasn't expecting it, so I don't really blame him, but a really great look from Jackson to find that passing lane.
Oh, what a great play there by the North, and Grant Zeller with the dunk. Now up by 7 is the North. South need a couple of baskets here. They're starting to fall behind, and that's going to do it right there. Jamari Johnson.
I think you had their ears burning a little bit, Kyle.
Down by 5. We'll see if the North can continue the onslaught of points. Here's a 3 here. It's no good. The South get the ball back, and they're coming down quickly, trying to get some quick points, and good defense there by Mason Lee. Mason Lee out of Providence from Jacksonville. Top of the key and a 3. Beautiful shot there by Grant Zeller. Grant Zeller going to St. Leo University. That's a Division II college. South at the top of the key. Giving up to Tobias Gunter. Gunter launches this. Oh!
Almost.
Turner tried to knock it in.
Oh, good block from behind there.
That was a block by number 15, Kassir Hart from Somerset South Homestead. And Kassir Hart, number 15, he's uncommitted. And coming into the game is Kevin Nags in for Nehemiah Turner. Nehemiah Turner's a little gassed there coming off the court.
Hey, I don't blame him, man. I played a little 2v2. Oh, my goodness, that's deep. Played a little 2v2 basketball the other weekend. And listen, I'm not in terrible shape, but with having a little heat wave down here in Florida and not having a ton of food in my stomach, I was gassed. So I can only imagine how these guys are feeling out here with how quickly this game's been played. I don't blame them at all.
Did your team win?
Oh, of course, of course.
The great Ben Miller. Oh, look at this from NBA range, and it's no good. This is going to be taken by the South. North can get a little funky. They're up by 11. The South has gone completely cold at this current point. Line change, whatever you want to call it, it's not working for the South right now.
Well, I think part of it for the South is they are a little bit thinner on the bench than the North is. I believe they've only got, I think it's maybe 2, maybe 3 players to substitute in. So when the game's being played at the pace it is, and the North can just get a completely fresh 5 in, that is going to make a difference. And I think we're starting to see a little bit of that. Some guys from the South here, sort of hands on their knees, getting their breath back. And I think it is really starting to be just even having that difference in 2 extra guys to sub in when the game's being played at this type of speed. That really makes all the difference. And you see now the South taking a timeout to maybe just get a little bit of a breather and sort of recollect themselves.
Jamari Johnson was able to get the and one and cuts it to a 10-point deficit for the South. The South electing to take a timeout and regroup. The head coach for the South is Eric Robertson from Auburndale, Anthony Jones from Davenport. The head coaches of the North is Frank Villardi from Lecanto and Dan Shota from Lecanto. So Lecanto well represented here and Auburndale as well. Here's the field goal percentages. The North up 29 to 25. Still a pretty even game, but I mean the North just finds himself up by 10. I think that's what you said as far as that goes, Ben. The bench is a little bit deeper for the North in this particular game.
That's really all it is. Yeah, the South has 3 guys to rotate in, and the North is able to really just make a literal line change. And I think that's just starting to make a little bit of a difference here in the second half, especially when it's been as much of a track meet as we've seen in this game. That does start to definitely have a little bit more of effect as we get into the latter part of the second half here.
It'll be North ball out of the timeout. 11 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the 2023 FACA All-Star Game. FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Game presented to you by Max Preps, official score and statistics of the FACA.
And now I have the South here also sort of adjusting what the North did and picking up the North team as they come up full court as well. Maybe trying to put a little pressure on them, not make it quite so easy to get the ball up the floor.
Zeiler bangs it home, and that was a nice little play there by Mason Lee, who was able to get the assist. Oh,
smooth.
He has such a good shot, doesn't he, Ben?
Smooth.
Jason Jackson.
That's one where, I mean, even from where we're sitting, we don't have a good look at the basket. That's an excellent block there. I mean, as soon as that one left his hand, you just kind of knew that one's going in.
There's going to be a foul here and an opportunity to cut the lead to 7 for the South. Foul was called on the North's number 23, Mason Lee from Providence.
And this is the thing as well, with the game being played at the type of pace it is, it really is. If you can get one stop and sort of double up on your buckets, I mean, it does not take long to get back into this game. So, you know, far from out of it here. Obviously, plenty of time left to play. But I mean, unless that lead really starts getting stretched past 10, I mean, it's not going to be difficult at all for either one of these teams to get back into the game.
Minimal defense. So see what you did there. You know, it's an all-star game. That's how it is. Here's an air ball here by the North, and the South coming back down. This is going to be out of play, but the South will have the ball out of bounds. Inbounding the ball will be Jason Jackson. Jason Jackson, like we said, is going to Texas Tech. He wears number 13. There he is, launching the 3-ball, and it's good. Jason Jackson bringing his team back. Lead now 7.
Oh, nice little move there. I think he left it a little short.
That's Lamont May from West Florida. He wears number 10. And just like that, the South are within 5.
That's all it takes, man. Just get 1 or 2 stops. Make sure you cash yours in on the other end, and just like that, we're right back within a very close double-digit lead. And that looked like one of my 3-pointers right there. I tell you what, after I was out of the park for about an hour and a half in that sun the other weekend, that looked like one of my shots. I'm sorry to say. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Not my strongest performance during maybe the last 20, 25 minutes I was out there.
Oh, you do the best you can. I mean, yeah.
I like to think so, Kyle. But, you know, hey, listen, sometimes my best, it's just not good enough. Just not good enough.
Well, we're having lots of fun today here at the FACA All-Star Game. Thanks for coming out, of course. We love it when we have Ben Miller on the call. Always fun. Thank you to Marty Zero, our technical director. He's been throwing it down all day, got us on the air, and been doing a great job. Also on the camera up top is Drew Shaltree, and Drew has been doing a wonderful job for us all game long. Thank you, Drew. Drew works for the Village's Daily Sun. He's a great writer as well. Man of multiple talents there, Ben.
You know, I always said I wanted to be like Drew when I grew up, and one day maybe I'll get the chance, Kyle. Maybe.
Yeah, we love our team here at Zero Media.
We had a partial line change there for the North. I think we had a triple substitution. It's not the full 5, but still making sure to keep the legs fresh. Maybe try to take advantage of some of the Souths starting to tire there.
10 minutes to go in the game. We are halfway through the second half. Here is a 3-ball. It's going to be launched. It's going to be off the iron, and now the South have an opportunity to tie it. Now the North has gone cold on the field, and Sam Walters back out. We'll see if this unit is able to help. Nice 3-ball here. Dawson Barr. And he's going to kill you every time when he gets into open space, Dawson Barr.
Not somebody you want to leave alone. A nice little between the legs dribble there to make sure the help defender didn't take that ball away. And a strong drive. Good move.
That's Kervin Nags from Auburndale. Auburndale very well represented here. Both coaches from Auburndale as well as 2 players on the South. Nags is one of them. The other player, of course, is Nehemiah Turner, number 23, who is on the bench currently. It'll be North basketball. South down by 4. 9 minutes remaining in the contest. And this one's going to go out of play. It'll be South ball. Not only 9 minutes left in the contest here, Ben, but the final moments that these young men will have on the floor playing for their high schools.
Oh, what a finish. Oh, my goodness. Through traffic off balance.
That was Jamari Johnson. And
Very
Jamari
well
Johnson,
done there.
He's been offered a scholarship at Florida Southwest. We'll see what his intentions are. He may be waiting for a couple more offers to come in for him as well. A lot of these guys are who aren't signed. More offers may be coming.
Absolutely. Very, very strong take by Johnson there. And now an opportunity to cut that deficit to 1.
Jamari Johnson, he scored 25.3 points per game, 6 rebounds. He scored 683 points this season. That's that leads all players in this game.
Strong
Sam
move.
Walters, look at that.
Strong move for strong move down there. Very impressive.
The only other player that's even close to Jamari Johnson in points scored this year was Dawson Barr, who ended up with 647 points. And so between those two, those are your top scorers in this game. Barr, of course, plays for the North, and then the South is Jamari Johnson. Imagine that, almost 700 points of total offense, that team this year. Jamari Johnson.
Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, you consider how much of a milestone it is in high school basketball to, score 1,000 points during your high school career. My guy, Jamari Johnson's almost 70% of the way there in his senior season alone. So very impressive season that he just put a lid on there.
Of course, Jamari Johnson from Gateway Charter. Here's Jackson. He's going to be fouled, and he'll be going to the free throw line. Shooting a couple of shots here. Foul was called on the North's number 22, Mason Sword. Haven't really heard a lot from Mason Sword in the second. He started the first half great. Now, we haven't seen as much of him, but I do love the goggles. The goggles are always fun to watch people play with. You know what I miss, Ben? I miss the headbands. You remember the headbands when those were in style? Oh, man, Vince Carter.
I was never. Oh man, again looking like me out there. Never much of a headband guy myself, but you know what? It's just not something I really ever thought I could pull off. Gotta stick to my strengths over here. But all the respect in the world for the LeBron Jameses of the league who were able to make that one look good. Nice little behind the back dribble there from Sam, drawing the foul. And now we are into 1-and-1s.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1-and-1 because they are in the bonus now, and the next foul that is on the North, and that's going to put the South in the bonus as well. 17 fouls On the South, 80-74 ball game here. 7 minutes and 49 seconds remain in the contest. Sam Walters at the line. He's going to drain the first shot. Again, Sam Walters at the line. He is going to Alabama next year, the Alabama Crimson Tide, who is playing in the round of 32 today.
Walters at the line, shooting one more.
I mean, you got to believe Alabama is likely one of the teams to beat in the NCAA tournament this year.
He just took that one with his right hand. Oh, that was ugly, but he took it with his. I think somebody put him up to that because he took that one with his right hand. He's a left-handed shooter and managed to clank that one off the back iron and in.
Jackson put him up to it because they've been barking back and forth. They're just having fun, those two.
It might be the ugliest free throw we've seen today, but getting it to go with the weak hand there. So, hey, little challenges for yourself during the flow of the game, I suppose. Trying to keep this one interesting.
Jackson's got a great sense of humor. He's laughing out there. He's having a good time. He's, I mean, as much of a competitive contest as this is, a 75-82 ball game, these guys are having fun. The referees are having fun, which gives us a chance to mention the referees. Michael Kopening is the lead referee. Marquise Ford, Marshall D. Salinas is the third referee. They are out of the WCOA out of Tampa, the West Coast Officials Association.
Yes, sir. Down in my neck of the woods. Always a pleasure to see them. Three very good referees that we have on the call here today.
Dawson Barr with another great lay-in.
Oh.
Where's North's defense there? I was gonna get
He's not
Turner.
happy he didn't get that call there.
Oh.
Oh, and then Sam can't finish at the other end. A little chaotic here, and watch out. Oh, no, just behind him.
That's a lay-in there by Cameron Insulaco, who had a great first half out of Martin County. Cameron Insulaco offers again to Mitchell College and Riviera University. This one clanks off the iron. The South coming back down, only down by 6. Another turnover here with 6 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Here goes Sam Walters. Nice lay-in there, and a good job there by the North to give him the opportunity.
This game really starting to open up now a little bit. I would be absolutely shocked if one of these teams, or both of them, doesn't crack the 100-point mark. Not far away from it now, as this one's definitely continued to open up.
86-78 the scorer, that you're right. Here's a 3-ball launch, and it's good. Cameron Insulaco. Last 5 points here for the South, and it's cut to 6. North still with the lead. They've controlled this game from the outset. South has taken the lead at times, but not by much.
Good block from behind there. And then nice to keep that one in play. And look out.
Woo! Jason Jackson, the Texas Tech commit, throwing it down. The North has 20 more field goal attempts than the South, and make that 21 as Sam Walters gets the 3 and puts the North back up by 6.
Oh. Oh, nearly.
Here goes Sam Walters. Watch this. Oh!
Ooh. Goodness.
Onto the legs, Vince Carter-like. That's what I think that's what won Vince
Lord.
Carter the NBA dunk title that one year, way back in the day. Kids don't remember that these days.
Running his stuff there as the South answers at the other end. But yeah, this one is absolutely opened up, and that's a nice little layup as well. Little 180 spin under the basket with the weak hand finish. Oh, that would have been good as well. Yeah, this game is wide open. He's going to pull up. Oh.
A missed dunk opportunity there, but a nice little lay. Oh no, he missed the lay-in.
The legs are absolutely starting to go here, and not surprising to see a full timeout.
Mason
from the
Story
north
got
side.
the lay-in there. Man, that was a fun couple of minutes there of basketball.
Absolutely. Not surprised to see the timeout. May try and calm things down a little bit, tighten things back up, but goodness.
And you can see where we were. It was only a 3-point game at the half. And check out this second half. 15 more points already scored by the North team in the second half. And then I think we're going to get way more than 100 points here.
Oh, yeah. I would say so.
North.
I would say so.
And you can see the rebounds, too. The North just getting all the boards compared to the South. North up by 9 points right now, and time obviously becoming a factor. Not that it means anything, as these high school students representing their high schools one more time out here. At the conclusion of this game, all they got to do is graduate and then pretty much go to college here.
Absolutely, just got to make sure you pass those last round of classes.
Last exams coming up. All classes in Florida pretty much graduate in May, so only about 2 months of school left. Ball goes out of play, and on the far side, Mason Lee doing some push-ups. All right, they're just having fun now, enjoying the final 4 minutes of their high school careers. I mean, it's just fun out here. Almost reminds you of a game of pickup currently right now.
Absolutely, yeah.
Nice little lay-in there by Cameron and Salco. Here's a foul. Foul was committed by Cameron and Salco. And the North will head to the line with a chance to go up by possibly 11.
At the line to the North, number 20, Dawson Ball.
At the line shooting for the North is Dawson Barr, and he makes the first one, makes it a 10-point game. The FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Classic presented by Southeastern University. Discover your divine design. Jason Jackson with the ball one more time, comes down, is guarded by Sam Walters. Playing a little one-on-one there.
Good pass. Oh, that's got to be a foul. Officials might have seen that one differently than I did.
I don't doubt that Jackson and Walters may see each other in a professional league one day.
Little ball don't lie moment there with the kind bounce going for the South after the no call on the drive.
Barr.
Oh, good job turning the corner there.
Nice lay-in by Barr. Or 1 point away from 100. We're definitely gonna get there. Here's a lay-in and no good. And look at the North piling it on here. They're up by 11. Right on in there, Dontrell Jenkins.
I think he might have been going for the dunk there. Got about halfway up and realized he maybe didn't quite have the bunnies for that one, but laying it in just the same.
Oh, Sam Walters is going to reject Dontrell Jenkins, just like the regional championship game. And Sam Walters had a couple of blocks in the regional championship game. Shades of a month ago when those two teams went at it. Laying there by Jamari Johnson.
And I have to say, you know, now that we're cutting this one to a single-digit lead, you know, obviously the North has been nursing a double-digit advantage for the better part of the last few minutes here, but not out of it by any means for the South team, as you see, especially if this one goes down.
And it doesn't, but he's going to get his rebound, and the South still with an opportunity here, down by 9, 2 minutes to go. Another three launch, no good. They're going to get the rebound once again. Here's another three, potentially no. It's going to be a lay-in here and a dunk by Tobias Gunter.
But just like that, deficit down to 7. 2 minutes left to go. Still plenty of time for the South to trim this one down a little bit more and get something. And that,
it's going to be a blocking foul they're going to call. So they're going to call that on Cameron and Salco from the South. Headed to the line for the North will be Dawson Barr. Shooting a one-on-one opportunity here. If he misses this, the South with a good opportunity to come down, potentially get even closer. He is going to make it. Makes it an 8-point lead. Just a minute, 54 seconds remaining in the contest. Want to take a moment and thank Southeastern University for hosting this great tournament, the FACA All-Star Game. And coming off the floor for the North is going to be number 14, Grant Zeiler, possibly for the final time in his career as a high school student. Jackson with a three. Jason Jackson.
That is big time. That is big time. Deep off balance, falling away, and just absolutely cans it.
Cuts it to 6. The South's still alive here, but Sam Walters has other plans. And now again, it's an 8-point game. Minute and 24 seconds remaining. They need some threes. Here's a shot, clanks off the iron, and that's pretty much gonna do it. Dawson Barr, boom! Brings it home, minute remaining, 107-97. The North up by 10. Jackson with another three, he drains it. This kid's gonna be so much fun to watch at Texas
Lord.
Tech. Oh my gosh.
His shot motion is just so smooth as Sam rips through there and finishes strong. I have to tell you, I mean, if Jackson for the South and Walters for the North aren't the two respective MVPs of this game, I will be shocked. They've put on an absolute show here today, both of them. It's been a real pleasure to watch this one. As we get a little half-court jumper there.
I'll tell you what, too, Ben,
just doesn't quite go.
If that's Sam Walters' final points of his high school career, what a way to go out with a dunk. Been watching him do that the last 4 years.
Boom.
Here's a three-point by Jackson. Final 15 seconds of the FACA All-Star Game.
Oh, he's going to try for his dunk here. Oh, not quite. I'm going to call that. I'm calling that one a lay and not a dunk. I don't think he quite got the rim on that.
And here's the final shot. It's not going to count. 111-103, the final score. And the North All-Stars are going to sweep both games. The Lady All-Stars, the North, were able to win against the South 66-65 earlier today. And the North All-Stars for the boys get it done 111-103. We are also going to bring you the trophy ceremonies. Both these teams are going to be getting medals, and we pretty much know, Ben, I think, who's going to get the All-Star trophies.
Absolutely shocked if it's not Walters and Jenkins. They were absolutely superb. Real pleasure to watch today.
Real pleasure to watch, and I'll tell you what, this is likely both Jenkins and Walters' final games here in the state of Florida. They have been a thrill to watch the last 4 years. I mean, just Jason Jenkins, he's going to be incredible at the point guard position for Texas Tech. And, of course, Sam Walters going to an amazing program at the University of Alabama. And the Crimson Tide really have themselves a fantastic athlete.
Yeah, two really outstanding players, and definitely both showed that today. And some really great performances across the board from both teams. A thoroughly entertaining contest today.
So the North All-Stars win it 111-103. We're going to keep it right here because we're going to watch both of these teams get their medals. And we're also going to congratulate all the players, of course. We're going to name them off for the North. Lumon May, Dontrell Jenkins, Nate King, Nathan Bunkowski, Grant Zeiler, Sam Walters, Dawson Barr, Thaddeus Burns, Mason Sword, and Mason Lee. And for the South, of course, we had Tobias Gunter, Kervin Nags, Caden Bergentino, Jason Jackson, Cameron Insalco, Kassir Hart, Jamari Johnson, Raj Hardy, of course, he couldn't attend because he's going to Navy as a wide receiver in football, and Nehemiah Turner as well. All right, so we've got our players getting their trophy ceremonies. We're going to send it to the public address announcer, and we'll come back to wrap things up.
Now we're going to recognize the South All-Stars. Presenting awards will be FACA
All right, Ben. So all the teams now with their individual medals. It's been a lot of fun. The winner for the South, of course, no surprise here, was Jason Jackson as the All-Star for the South. And the All-Team for the North was Sam Walters. Just talk about both those players and what they mean. They're going to go to Division I colleges. Jason Jackson going to Texas Tech, and Sam Walters headed to the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much exactly what we expected. You know, we talked about it before they went to the ceremony. You know, two guys that definitely show what they were capable of today, able to do a little bit of everything, and you know, just sort of seem to move a little bit differently when they got the ball in their hands. The ball looks different coming out of their hands. You know, sometimes, especially when you see a player live, you can just kind of tell that they have a little bit something special in the tank, and that's definitely the case with these two guys, I would say.
So as these guys head off to their careers, any final thoughts as they play their final high school game?
Just that it's been an absolute pleasure. I mean, you know, we talk about it. This is these sorts of FACA All-Star games are always some of my most favorite events of the year, just because you know, they're competitive, obviously, but it's a chance for a lot of guys who have, you know, spent time as they grow up playing either on the same teams or against each other or in the same circuits. It's a chance for these guys to get together one last time before they kind of disperse all over the country and may or may not cross paths again. So it's just a very cool event that I think we put on here in the state of Florida, and something that I always enjoy doing.
Well, Ben, it's been a pleasure broadcasting with you today. For our technical director, Marty Zero, our camera crew, Drew Shaltry, and, of course, myself, Kyle Coppola. It's been such an honor bringing you the 2023 version of the FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Classic. We'll see you next year in 2024 for the 2024 FACA Boys Basketball All-Star Classic. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.